evening, ladies and gents. We have selected a series from the Blizzard WCS European Championships, and this is round 3 of the upper bracket, and this is going to be between LiquidRet and FXO's Baby Knight. Baby Knight going to be spawning as our blue Protoss in the top right-hand corner of Cloud Kingdom, and across the ridges we have our red Zerg, the one, the only, LiquidRet. Follow him at LiquidRet on Twitter if you haven't already done so. And this map, an interesting map for PvZ. We do see a lot of 2-base all-ins from Protoss players on this map just because it's so easy to do so. You can wall off your choke at the natural, fake like you're taking a third. The run distance is relatively short. It's easy to get those pylons up as you move across the map. And then also at the Zerg's third, there's just so many different little choke points in there as you work your way in from either side, really, either the south or the north position. There's just a lot of great chokes. So we do see a lot of Immortal Sentry all-ins on this map, and they're very effective.
Yes, that is indeed very true. I'd like to note this pylon placement.
Interesting.
Interesting. You know, you could, it's looking like he's ready to
drop a gateway on the low ground.
Do some funkiness like that. I like it. Anyway, we got Baby Knight stealing some minerals.
Being a pest.
When he can. He's going to try to stop some mining time. I mean, he needs to send this pro out here anyway. Might as well make him useful.
Doing what drones do best.
Oh, yeah.
Or doing what probes do best. I mean, being a pain in your
behind. He's like tasering the drones. Like,
don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me.
Probe.
I'm just trying to make a hatchery, man. That's all I'm trying to do.
Just want to make
the Overmind tells me what to do, and I just do it.
It's looking like BabyK is floating up. He's going Nexus first, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like he is indeed.
Yeah, there's the Nexus, and it's interesting. He doesn't have the pylon.
Is he going to get the pylon block? Well, he's still managing to delay. And Ret
once
and yeah, Ret's able to get that hatchery down at the natural. And you know, anytime you get that down as a Zerg player, it's just a really nice, comforting feeling. You don't have to worry about your third being so isolated and separated from the creep. You know, which sometimes can be exploited by Protoss players. If they chrono boost out a few early zealots, they can get over there, maybe kill your queen, kill a few drones. They can certainly throw wrenches in your machinery, you know, if your third is extended that far away. And there we see the method to Baby Knight's madness with the pylon on the high ground. Is that 2 spaces there now?
One.
I think there's enough room for a pylon in there, but
no,
it's just a single gap. So probably just gonna use either a probe or a zealot to keep that tight.
Plug that hole. Anyway, Ret is going up to 3 hatcheries, pretty standard, around 20 supply. So even if BabyK did block that with a pylon, this hatchery over here, Ret always could have just dropped his first hatch here and his second one here. But nonetheless, Ret's just going to be joining up for a bit, guys. This is Ret. So,
Ret doing what a Ret does.
Ret doing what a Ret does. Make them baby.
Yep. And slight supply block there from Ret. He will clear that up in a second here as soon as this OV pops. Probably going to want to queue up another OV pretty soon here, and going to drone up a ton behind this. First round already on the way. And
yeah, let's see when he takes the guys here.
Yeah. And Baby Knight, on the other hand, does have 2 gases once again with 2 probes on each. And he likes to do this a lot. It's something we do see out of him. You know, pioneered largely by Naniwa and Sase, they both really like to use that 2 probes per extractor style.
It is more efficient that way.
You get that maximum efficiency, and then also, you know, you can drop more assimilators than you normally would to kind of fake them out. See, we already see him grabbing his 3rd and 4th assimilators right now. And he's probably going to throw 2 probes on each of those, so you can actually grab them earlier, and it kind of throws the Zerg player off a little bit, because he sees those gases so early, and he sees you start to mine out of them, and all kinds of possibilities open up in the Zerg's eyes. You know, so it's just it's just one of those things that keeps the Zerg player guessing constantly, because he doesn't know exactly what you're going to do, and you're not losing too much because you're mining at maximum efficiency.
Yeah, indeed. And, you know, he sees that he's got 4 gas right now, well, at least 3. You can assume it might be 4, but well, you can't really assume anything. But anyway, when he sees that he's up on 3 and maybe 4 gases. You know, yeah. From this point, BabyK could do anything. Like he could do, you know, 7 gauge. He could do some tech. He could do all that good stuff. But regardless of that, I do like the placement of Rhett's gases here as well. He takes his first 2 gases out here. So if a probe scout does come in, he sees maybe he might think Rhett's on 4 gases here. If he gets these first 2 down, he doesn't use these 2.
Yeah, I also
then he'll
really
know
like
that he
as
only
well.
has 2.
Yeah, I really
Regardless,
like that as
regardless of all that gas talk, he's got 2 stalkers here poking in. As soon as you get this queen, that would be a nice early
Ooh,
investment.
he's gonna start going for drones
here. Pick off some of these links. Do I like that early little poke with these stalkers? It's really nice.
Yeah.
We can see, you know, Rhett's choosing to get late gas, so he's not gonna have speed out here.
Ooh.
And he does have a pylon out here too.
Yeah,
as
he
well.
certainly does, and he's starting to warp in a lot of pressure here.
Yeah.
2 additional stalkers, so 3 total. 2 zealots are also making their way in. Speed is not quite done yet. That queen is very low. It looks like that queen will have to abandon the position here at the 3rd. And if Baby Knight's able to tuck himself, ooh, a lot of roaches just popped out though. Red actually not using them though.
Yeah, whoa, he's kind of
Just now starting.
Yeah, interesting. Regardless, this is going to be cleaned up.
Yeah, Baby Knight really needs to start focusing these drones here. He's not microing, and he's not going to be able to get a lot of damage done. Queen does go down. Nice micro here from BabyK on these stalkers, though.
Yeah.
Looks like he might be able to get these roaches. Very nice micro on that last stalker right there.
Yeah, Red's got good micro too. He's staying away from that DPS, but
he's losing mining time. He lost the queen.
Here. Meanwhile, ooh, Dark Shrine coming up and a RoboBay almost finished, so this is going to be interesting.
Speed is finished. There's the full surround that Rhett needed to start to really clean this up, but still, the Zealots, do they have +1? I believe they do. They have to. Yeah, there we go. So Zealots with +1 here doing tremendous amounts of damage to these Lings, able to 2-shot them. Some additional Zealots coming in here, but all the while, this was really just a feign to get that Dark Shrine up, and that Dark Shrine has not been scouted, I don't believe, by Rhett. So Rhett really has no idea that that's coming. And oh man, his Overlord's right there. He really could get a spot on this if he wanted to. And here they come.
Nope. He said, no, Overseer's here already.
Well, there's nothing there to deter them, really, though,
yeah.
is the problem. And they're making their way into all locations. Should be able to kill that queen, and uh-oh.
He's going to handle
Rhett's
this one
in trouble here.
This one, though, racking up the kills. 1, 2,
3, 4,
there it is. 4, 5.
Oh my god, the one-shot effect. 6, 7 have gone down. The main, he's forced to pull all of his drones out.
That.
Hiding the DT in the corner.
Over there. That is cute. Now, did he realize that it was down there? It looks like he did, so in the end, that's probably not going to work out, but he's already killed 16 workers of Rhett's.
Yeah, 16 workers. He also has the potential to fall back and use that Dark Shrine to create Archons, which are going to be essential in holding off this pressure that Rhett might apply as a result of this harassment. Still hasn't found that DT in there.
That's a lot of APM from Rhett that was wasted on finding that DT.
Exactly. You know? It was APM wasted on finding the DT. He had to pull drones off the 3rd from the initial pressure of the Zealots and the Stalkers. He had to pull drones off of his main to deal with the pressure from the Dark Templar. So not only did he lose a ton of mining time there, he lost the additional 17 drones as well. So, or 16 drones as well. So as a Zerg player, you know, where does that put you? How do you feel after a situation?
After that, it would be bad, although he did handle that early pressure pretty well, and the units lost is pretty even, and he has bounced back in the drone count. But BabyK does have his 3rd fully operational right now, so I would say, you know, it's still close because you look at the supplies and it's looking pretty even. And now Red's finally hit that sweet spot of 85. If he can hold on, if he doesn't get pushed really soon here, I think he's still in this game. This is still a pretty even game. His 4th is almost up now too. I mean, it's that Red macro that's really.
I totally agree with you, but you've definitely got to favor BabyK in this situation. He's, you know, anytime at the 13-minute mark where you're that close on supply, a lot of times, you know, the Zerg player at this point in the game will take a 40-50 supply lead. Rhett is starting to do that now, and like you said, the Rhett macro is really kicking in.
And his multitasking, he was able to minimize that damage by, you know, moving his screen around so quickly, microing his drones at the perfect time, and also bringing them back to the minerals to mine at the perfect timing as well. And BabyK is going to come in here. He's probably going to see that. No, the observer gets picked off. Very nice pick. He's not going to be able to see that hive timing. So that is putting Red again in a pretty good position. He's
Look at
up
the
to
supplies,
holy, whoa, 96 harvesters against 69. So, I mean, Red's gonna obviously be dropping a lot more spine crawlers here pretty soon. You don't want to sit up at that many harvesters. You're just not gonna have a big enough army as the Zerg. But we'll see. Let's see. It's looking like BabyK is gonna move out here, try to make something happen.
Yeah, he is indeed.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting here.
He's got a pretty sizable force right now. These Immortals are going to be great at dealing with any potential roaches. The Archon is really going to help out with those Lings. The Zealots, obviously.
I like his backstab here, though.
Well, he doesn't actually have any Zealots in his mix right now. It's just going to be a Stalker Archon Immortal timing push.
Oh, and he's... Oh, I love this run by Red. You know, Red's really known for these run bys, and even if it doesn't do that much damage to the probes, well, he does get about 7 probes, 8, 9, maybe even more, 10 probes here. It's looking like, you know, it delayed this attack, and what that is going to do, excuse me, is let all these spine crawlers get up, and that's going to make BabyK's attack that much harder to actually do anything, especially with these infestors now up too. And meanwhile, he just finished 1-1 on his link. He's getting all, he's getting cracked, getting all these upgrades, and here comes the attack.
And here he comes pushing in BabyK with some nice force fields there. Infested Terrans do go down, but those force fields are just in such excellent positions. Red not able to get those Lings in, might end up losing his fourth as a result here. Offensive blink straight into the fourth. The Lings finally able to find a window of opportunity to get in. More Infested Terrans coming down. Can Red hold on here? He needs to make a stand, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do so.
Yeah, wow, this is looking pretty brutal right now for Red. You know, he's got no energy. I mean, there's nothing to say here.
Yeah, I mean,
look at all these stalkers, man.
That was just a steamroll right there from BabyK.
It's such a good timing too, because look, Red's coming out. He was morphing all those broods just as he was getting attacked. You know, maybe if he did another run by or two, he just needed to delay a little bit more. And those sentries, though, man.
And now that he's lost that fourth, that puts BabyK in such an excellent position. He's up on supply now. 122 to the 110 of Red. Red still does have an advantage in the drone department, but is that going to be enough to carry him through? He has to make a hold, and it has to be a decisive hold at that. He can't just hold on by the skin of his teeth here. He has to crush this army, and he doesn't have the units in order to do so.
It's gonna happen. You know, he's making about as many Lings as he has stalkers right now. It's, you know, it's looking grim here for Red. Expect a GG pretty soon here.
Yeah, the third will go down here if he decides to target fire. Just killing overlords right now. Gonna try and supply block. Unable to make any more units. The third goes down, so that's the third and the fourth. Red trying to expand to the fourth and fifth locations. He does have the bottom right, and he's also taking that tuck away location in the middle left, but he has nothing to stop these stalkers. And there it is. GG's called.
GG. Wow.
So I think that what we saw there was that harass, and how we mentioned, you know, only 16 drones killed, which a Zerg player certainly can recover from, but the lost mining time, having to pull all the drones from the third, then having to pull all the drones from the main, and then, like you said, the APM taxing, trying to run all around his base and find the Dark Templar that were still hidden around in his base. All of those things are causing you to miss larva injects. They're causing you, and he lost the queen at the third as well, so he missed a bunch of injects right there as well. And when I was saying at the 13-minute mark how I felt like BabyK was in a really, really good spot, is because, you know, the supplies, yeah, he was still down, you know, maybe 10, 20 supply right there, but he had his third up and running. He had good upgrades, and, you know, those two Archons that he made after the fact with the DTs really helped out with those Zerglings. And he just went with like an all-stalker Sentry Immortal composition there, and those force fields at the fourth.
Yeah, right down here, I was going to say, oof. I mean, all Red had was Infestors and Lings. He didn't have those broods out. Yeah, he had spines as well, but he didn't have broods out. And he had a lot of Lings, but BabyK's army was right here, and the only surface area that Red ever got on that army was about right here and maybe a little bit down here. So first of all, that position of fight was terrible, especially considering he wasn't able to flank around here with some Zerglings.
So you think maybe just concede the fourth? Or?
I think he should have just let his fourth go. I mean, honestly, he didn't have the army to deal with that. If he let that fourth go, he could have had the broods back at his third, and he also already had his bottom right base ready for drones. If he saved his drones, I mean,
relocate the spines.
Yeah, it was just it was a terrible engage. All he had was those infested Terrans that were pretty much getting popped on when they were popping out of the eggs, they were getting killed.
Yeah.
He's playing whack-a-mole with those things. Meanwhile, his lings are doing barely any damage on the sides, and they're just getting shredded by the Archons and all the sentries and the
It's
stalkers.
okay. Protoss tends to play whack-a-mole with more units than just the infested Terran.
That's true. But, also, at the start, the fact that he got this pylon up and he feigned some pressure while going up to DTs, I really liked that. Kind of threw Red off. He wasn't really ready for those DTs.
No, he wasn't.
It just kind of overall threw him off. He wasn't really sure what was going to happen, and he comes in with all those 4 DTs or so. And
I like how Baby
wrecks.
K was able to separate all the DTs out and just cause so much multi-pronged harass and then taxes
Helps
multitask.
position that one DT down here. Red had to search all the way around the base for that, and that's
Time.
He could have attacked, and Red would have known exactly where, and he could have just spent a couple actions on that other. But in reality, the Overseer is slower, so he's got to keep the army with it, and it takes a lot of actions. To actually
You're missing injects. You're not out on the map. The Protoss player has map dominance. You're tucked up in your base. You're kind of turtled up, bottlenecked,
Right.
and then he's able to just kind of dictate the tempo of the game from there, and he did a great job doing it. So we're going to move on to the next game in this series. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is PainUser and sycknesS signing off.
See it.